Hey guys, Jonathan Wizard here for JM Sports 100 the JM Sports Show. How is it going? Originally, I was not going to make picks on video for Week 9 of the 2015 NFL season. However, I did decide to do it. I'm not feeling real fantastic, and to be honest, when I do the individual games, they don't get a lot of love, which is fine. I'm not complaining about that, but it's a lot of work to put in. So I think for right now, I am just going to go back to doing it this way, at least for this week, and maybe beyond that too. I do know that I have thought about bringing point spreads back into all my sports, which I'll talk more about in a video that I'll talk about at the end of this video, which will be coming probably on Sunday or Monday. Anyway, we are here to make NFL picks for this week. All the picks in one video. We are 1-0 this week. We had the Bengals beating the Cleveland Browns. They were able to do that 31 to 10, and they improved to 8-0 in the process. Did the Bengals? We are coming off of a 9-5 week last week, so with all that, we are 73-48 on the year. 842, 492, and 3 is the lifetime record. We come up first with the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, both teams took losses their last time out. The Bills, of course, took the loss in London 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville. Even though it was a close game, it was a bad loss for them. Miami uh, lost in New England on Thursday night last week. No big surprise there. But the question is, how is Dan Campbell's team going to bounce back after the first loss for Dan Campbell as the head coach? I kind of have a feeling like Buffalo is kind of starting to, or Rex Ryan rather, has kind of lost the locker room a little bit in Buffalo. Maybe I'm a little bit quick to jump to that, but Buffalo just doesn't seem to have that spark. But one thing that Buffalo does have going for them is the fact that they're healthy. Leotis McKelvin is going to be back. Sammy Watkins is expected to be back. Tyrod Taylor is expected to be back. They're not sure about Carlos Williams, and they're not sure about Percy Harvin. So those are obviously Carlos Williams. They've played without him for the last several weeks. Percy Harvin hasn't been well for a couple of weeks, but it would be big to have Sammy Watkins and Tyrod Taylor back and Leotis McKelvin on that defense. Meanwhile, how are the Dolphins going to go? This is their first game, their first full game without Cameron Wake. How is that going to go for them? I don't think well. I don't think it's the prettiest football game to watch. I think a healthier Buffalo beats Miami. Next up, we have Green Bay and Carolina. The Packers are coming off of an embarrassing outing, a career low outing for Aaron Rodgers last week against Denver on Sunday Night Football. The Packers are not going to be happy. Okay, the Packers are not going to be happy. Now, I expect them. This is if they want to win this game, it is going to be a battle. Okay, I said it after last week. I truly believe in this Carolina football team. I'm a believer in Cam Newton and the rest of his boys. Uh, the Panthers don't win the prettiest games, or they don't play the prettiest games, but they find ways to win and they get the job done. I don't know how well Carolina is going to be able to cover or how well Green Bay is going to be able to cover Greg Olsen. I don't know if that defense can contain Cam Newton. That Packers defense couldn't even get pressure on Peyton Manning. So we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, offensively, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers have really struggled the last few weeks. Are they going to struggle for a third week in a row? I don't know. I can't really see it. I can't really see them struggling. I do think it'll be a good game. I do think there will be points all over the board, but I think at the end of the day, yeah, I think Cam Newton in the offense just are going to be a little bit too much for the Packers defense. I've got the Panthers getting the win. Next up, we've got the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. Yes, I know that the Tennessee Titans are pretty good at stopping the pass, but Drew Brees is on fire. And especially after the game he had against the Giants last week, I've got the Saints routing the Titans. Next up, we have the Oakland Raiders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, Oakland is for real. So is Pittsburgh. Here's the thing. Ben Roethlisberger has struggled against Oakland in his career. He's struggled the last, really since coming back. Um, but I do think that this Pittsburgh team is better. Yes, they don't have Le'Veon Bell, but they have D'Angelo Williams, who stepped in and played very, very well for Bell when Bell was was facing his suspension. I don't think it's a blowout. I think it's a close game. I've got Pittsburgh getting the win. Next up, we have St. Louis and Minnesota. A battle of two really good defenses here. And when you look at it, I think that the Vikings do have the better offense. I think they have the better defense too. Even though both defenses are strong, I think the Vikings do have the better defense. I expect a fairly low scoring game here. I've got the Vikings getting the win. Next up, we've got the Redskins and the Patriots. What more really should I say? Uh, I don't think the Redskins are gonna be very competitive in this game. I have the Patriots rolling the Redskins. That's really all you need to know, isn't it? Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Jets. The Jets. Well, a lot like the Jacksonville thing. I think Jacksonville will put up more of a fight than the Jets will, but the Jets offense and the Jets defense is rolling a little bit. Now the Jets offense has showed that they struggle a little bit without Fitzpatrick. The Jets defense though is a strong suit for them, even though they didn't necessarily show it their last time out. On Sunday against the Raiders, I do have the Jets beating the Jags at home. Atlanta and San Francisco, the Colin Kaepernick era for the time being is done. Blaine Gabbert is going to get the start. This Atlanta team, I'm going to be honest with you, this Atlanta team hasn't impressed me in several weeks. I'm interested to see what kind of passion these 49ers play with. Now that's Gabbert under center instead of Colin Kaepernick. I could see this Atlanta team coming into San Francisco and struggling. I really could. I do think they'll win the football game, but my gut tells me that there is a chance that they could struggle. Next up, we've got the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Giants are one of my teams that I've continued to be high on all year long. I don't know if they're the best team in the NFC East because I don't know who the best team in the NFC East really is. But they're going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team who has shown the ability, they're 3 and 4, they've shown the ability to be competitive. But at the end of the day, if I have to choose between Eli Manning and Jameis Winston, I'm taking Eli Manning. I think the Giants win a close game against the Buccaneers. Broncos and the Colts, of course, Denver and Peyton Manning and Indy going up against Indianapolis, or Denver rather. Here's the deal: they're 7-0 right now. They're gonna lose a game this year. Okay, don't be fooled by what the Broncos did last week against Peyton Manning. Even they said it on the NBC broadcast. It was a perfect weather game. So of course Peyton Manning is gonna thrive. Okay, weather shouldn't be too much of a factor here in this game. I don't think it's really going to matter. This Colts team has just shown that they continue to be a mess. Yes, they competed with Carolina on Monday night, and I'm impressed with them for that. But now you've got reports coming out that the front office has basically told Chuck Pagano, you will go by our lineups. Basically, we're running the show, and you just stand there and look nice. That's basically what's going. That seems to be basically what's going on in Indianapolis right now. That is a big distraction to me. I think if the Colts are going to move on from Pagano, which I think it's pretty obvious they are, I think they should do it before season's end, and the Colts could maybe still make something of this season. I do have the Broncos beating the Colts, though. That gets us to Sunday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not comfortable with either of these teams at this time, but let me just say this to people that are haters of Tony Romo. Do you believe in him now? Romo's been gone. You haven't won a game since Romo was gone. You were undefeated even though it was early in the year. You were undefeated when you had him. Now you don't have him, and the Cowboys have been bad at quarterback. I think that continues. I think Chip Kelly and the Eagles. I don't necessarily love what they're doing. I think they're getting by with what they're doing. I don't think it's going to carry into a Super Bowl or anything this year. I do think it will carry them past the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Monday Night Football: Chicago Bears, San Diego Chargers. Both these teams are not good. Can I be? I'll be honest. The Monday Night Football game sucks. It may turn out to be a good game. Who knows? San Diego has not won in what feels like forever. They have had some horrible luck since getting into since that game in Green Bay, where they almost won that game and passed for a ton of yards but came up short. Meanwhile, Chicago, they're rebuilding. At times they look good, at times they don't. I think this is a very close football game. I do have the Chargers getting the win. Alright, guys, as far as uh, the future of individual picks, I don't know. I'll think about it, and I do a video coming on Monday, or something, probably on Sunday, actually, probably Sunday morning, before the NFL action starts, about why I am not as passionate about this or not as quick to get videos up about this as I once was. And I'll also have news on NBA picks and potentially the return of the spread to some old things and the debut of the spread to some new ones. Hmm. So if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and stay tuned. And don't forget to like the Jam Sports Show page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Links as always are down in the description. And that is going to do it for me. I am Jonathan Mosette for Jam Sports 100 and the Jam Sports Show. And I will see you guys later.